Hi, my name is Allison Burnham, vegan chef here in Barbados, and I'd like to welcome you to Bubbla Pot. Today we're going to be doing a vegan sweetbread, and I have here with me Luke Lascaris, and he is the publisher of Bazodee magazine, Arts and Culture for the Caribbean. Yes. So we're going to be doing a vegan sweetbread. How do you feel about sweetbread?
Sweetbread is my main favorite thing. I don't really like sweetbread. It has too much.
We might have to revoke your Bajan card.
Right? It's a grated coconut for me. It's just,
that's not your favorite?
That's not my favorite at all.
Okay. Well, we're going to do a vegan sweetbread. How do you feel about vegan food?
I like vegan food. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah, because normally before, I didn't like it, but then having been introduced to it, I like, okay, this isn't as bad. It's not grass and herbs, leaves and
it's not gonna kill you.
Shrubs, exactly. Like people make it out to be
like
it can be tasty, it can be very good, nutritional, everything like that.
Awesome. Okay, so what we're doing today is we're doing a healthier version of sweetbread. Right? So what I have here in this bowl is a mix of 3 different flours. We have a whole wheat flour. We have a whole wheat flour, a cassava flour, and a sweet potato flour. Right? So we're gonna mix that up really well, right? And we're gonna set that aside, right? And then I'm gonna how we're doing this sweetbread is gonna be very different to a traditional sweetbread. Traditional sweetbread, you would be using butter, you'd be kneading the dough, all that. This is completely different to that, right? So what we're gonna do is we're going to put all of our sweet ingredients together in a bowl, right? So I have here some chopped cherries. Right? Some people don't like cherries in their sweetbread.
I think it's like
I love a cherry in a sweetbread. You can't have a sweetbread without cherries.
Not Bajan cherries. What is it?
No, these are the maraschino cherries, right?
But yeah, you know what I mean.
So then we have some raisins, right? Now I like to add a little bit of candied ginger. Right? So
I like that.
Yeah, and then in the fridge, I want you to reach in there, and there's a bowl of coconut in there that's already been shredded. Yes.
Here we go.
Yay. Okay. So we're gonna add that. If this was a traditional sweetbread, we would be doing this at the end, right?
Okay.
But what I'm doing, this is a mix of a traditional bread and a quick bread, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add our sugar, and this is actually a sugar substitute that I'm using instead of using regular sugar.
Okay.
And it's actually 3 times sweeter than regular sugar, so I'm only using about 3 tablespoons.
Okay.
Right? And I'm gonna add that to the coconut fruit mixture, and I'm just gonna let that sit by itself, right? I'm gonna stir it up, make sure it's all mixed up, and then I'm gonna leave that by itself, right? Now the next part we're gonna do is we're gonna do the faux buttermilk, right? So reach into the fridge for me. There's a cup with some milk in it. Yes. So we're using a coconut milk, right? And so this coconut milk, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna make it into a buttermilk. Right? So we're adding vinegar to it, and that's gonna make it curdle, right? And then this here is a mixture of vanilla and coconut essence, right? Even though we're putting coconut in there, we're still putting a little bit of coconut essence, right? And the final, now normally we'd be using butter, but we're not gonna use butter. So we're using coconut oil, right? And this is 1/3 cup of coconut oil.
So this coconut oil replaces the butter?
Yes, it does, right? And we're just going to leave that and let that sit for a minute, right? So now we're gonna do our dry ingredients. Now we have our flour, our 3 different kinds of flour here, and this is about 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and this is a mix of powdered ginger, cinnamon, and nutmeg, right? Get your spices in there, right?
Yeah, 3 different types of flour.
Yes. So we used 2 gluten-free flours and 1 flour that has, and then regular flour. So it makes it a little bit of a lower gluten content, right? But also you need that gluten to have the elasticity in the bread.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the right mouth feel if you don't have that.
If they don't have
Right.
that, yeah, that touch.
Right?
Okay.
So, and because we're using these whole grain flours, it's a lower glycemic index, right?
Right, because the white one would be, up in the air.
Right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our fruit and we're going to add it to the flour. And we're going to mix this in and we're going to slowly pour in our liquid.
That has to be mixing, yeah?
Yes, very slowly. So we're gonna finish mixing this up and then we're gonna put this in a pan and then talk to Luke about what he's doing here in Barbados.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
So we've preheated our oven to 350 degrees, right? And now we have a prepared pan that we've sprayed or greased, whatever you're comfortable with, right? And we're just gonna place a piece of parchment paper in there. And you can see that our bread has come together and it looks like a sweetbread, right?
Yeah, it does. It really does. All the ingredients all mixed in and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So we're just going to take that and we're going to place it inside, right? Push it in. And then we're going to do a little seam down the middle.
Yeah.
And then we're going to put our chopped coconut and cherries in the middle.
I always wondered. I thought they did it on the end, on top at the end, but obviously it makes more sense that you bake it.
Yeah, bake it in. Right? Okay. And then this is going to go into the oven for about 35, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about Bazodee and what you're doing, not just in Barbados, but all around the Caribbean.
Well, for Bazodee, it's arts, culture, it's everything. We try to be everything Barbadian, but then we've also expanded it out to cover the entire Caribbean. So we try to focus on, we started with crop over, and not just looking at like the beads and the feathers and everybody having fun at crop over, but we also try to expand it out into the wider crop over and take a look at the culture, take a look at Barbadiana, take a look at our heritage, everything that makes crop over, and then we realized that we wanted to do more than that, and we wanted to look at more Barbadian culture as in a whole, like everything about it, and especially that is in terms of for Barbadians and for people in the diaspora as well. So that's how we started, and that's how we expanded, and then we started looking at other cultures like Trinidadian culture and Jamaica. We only kind of dabbled in it. We were more focused on Barbadian culture, but yeah, we want to capture all Caribbean culture.
Yeah, because I noticed when I looked through, so I see a lot of Barbados in there, as it should be.
Yeah.
Right? But I also see, like, when carnival time comes around for Trinidad, you talk about carnival in Trinidad. I've seen stuff about, is it Guyana?
Yeah, we've done Guyana as well.
Yeah, you've done Guyana before. I also saw Antigua.
Yeah.
Did you go to Antigua?
No, I haven't been.
Oh, you didn't go?
I wanted to go
Okay.
this year, but you know how these things go. But
Yeah, okay, cool.
Antigua and St. Lucia and all those,
Yeah.
like we had a whole plan, you know.
I
until
know.
Corona came around.
COVID.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's okay.
Exactly.
What I really love about Bazodee is the Bajanisms that you guys do.
Yeah.
Where you give old time
Barbadian
phrases and what they mean.
Yeah.
And even the way how you write it in the dialect. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, because we've had that, you know, and I can't remember how we started that, but it was like the words and that people don't know what they mean, especially if you're from like outside the culture, you don't know what it means or what it's supposed to represent and stuff like that. Or people coming up, because there's that kind of disconnect we found between like the older generation and younger generation where phrases and terms are being lost.
Right.
But yeah, so we wanted to capture all that and be able to put it down and say, this is what it is, this is how it goes, this is how you use it in the sentence.
Right. What I thought was really interesting was when Rihanna came out with her lipstick called Fussy.
Yeah.
And everyone in the States thought that it meant something else.
Yeah.
But while everybody in Barbados was like, yeah, I fussy.
I fussy, right? Exactly. You get it.
It was so awesome.
I fussy about this here. I love this here. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's definitely something that is internal to Barbados.
Yeah.
And integral to our our culture and our heritage.
Exactly. You get it. You see, you got it.
So we're gonna take the sweetbread out of the oven now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that smells amazing. Okay, nice.
Ooh. Okay, turn close on.
Came out pretty well.
Okay. Oh, so we're gonna let this cool.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna cut it. You can give us our taste test.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Ooh.
This is nice.
Yeah.
This looks good.
Doesn't
Yeah.
it look like a sweetbread?
I know, because you would think that with a vegan sweetbread that it wouldn't look like a sweetbread or it look like some kind of pale imitation,
Right.
but
Okay,
yeah.
You do the honors.
Move forward.
There you go.
So I just cut.
Yeah.
I wanna
That's your piece.
Avoid, the coconut. I like it. It's very good.
It's good?
Yeah.
Does it taste like a traditional
It actually
sweetbread?
tastes like a traditional sweetbread. It
Okay.
doesn't taste like, you figure a vegan alternative would be something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Or it tastes like a poor imitation, but it's real sweetbread.
Awesome, yay! So Luke, tell us where we can find you on social media.
You can find me on all social media channels as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and the @ is @BAZODEEMAG. And on our website as well, so it's Bazodee again, BAZODEEMAG.com.
And you can find us on all major platforms at Bubbla Pot BIM. Luke, thank you so much for joining us here on Bubbla Pot.
Thank you for having me.
We really appreciated you coming and talking to us about Barbados culture and also about Bazodee. So thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next week.